And we're back with more of our wide-ranging interview with The Late Show's Stephen Colbert.
What should Donald Trump read if you could give him one thing that he should read before being president?
Well, the Constitution wouldn't hurt, because I'm not sure if he's as familiar with it as one would hope. And it's a pretty good read. It's well thought out. That's a good question. What would Donald Trump read? I actually don't know what he's lacking in information. I mean, if we're to believe his ghostwriter, he might want to read Art of the Deal, because he says didn't write a word of it. So it's possible he hasn't read it either. I have. I've read Art of the Deal. Have you read Art of the Deal?
Yeah. What did you take away from reading Art of the Deal?
If it was a reflection of the man, is that he'll be friends with anybody. He comes off as a very friendly guy. Even people he's angry with, he's actually very friendly with.
And I was struck that the stories he tells in the book are of people being generous and magnanimous and of keeping their word even when there was a better deal on the table. The virtues that he extols in others are not ones that people would...
We've had our disagreements over the years, but we did this deal.
Given that you and he have had disagreements, would he come on the show? Would you want him to interview him?
I'm not going to say no to the President of the United States. I would want to know that I could interview him in a way that would be respectful, though, because I don't think it would be fun for me or profitable for him in any way, or the audience, if I couldn't do it in a respectful way. And I think probably by the time he gets into office, I'll have calmed down a little bit. Because that would be important to me, because I believe in the presidency and I believe in our system. And you know, when I had him on at the beginning of the year, I went to great pains to try to be respectful to him, which really upset some of my liberal fans. But it's important to me to have a politician on to allow them to be able to say what their thoughts are, and not be some sort of, you know, what people often wanted me to be at the old show, which is some sort of ninja word assassin that slips underneath everybody's radar and then slaps the handle on the knife before they even know that it's between their ribs. Like that was sort of the legend of what I almost never did it. It was almost by accident when I would do it. And I don't really want to do that with my guests ever.
What are you looking forward to in the new year?
We've been so busy with the election that I think I'm actually going to lose weight over the Christmas holidays, because just the cortisol will leave my body. Just getting enough sleep, I think, is going to at least get me down into my fat pants. When you're fat pants, I can't do the show in sweatpants. I don't think that would look good. How about that?
I think that's right.
What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to be surprised, because that's what you want every day. I want to be surprised. And that's the great thing about Donald Trump, is that, boy, he did surprise a lot of people, didn't he? And every day you would say, can you believe this happened? And then you go get to tell that story to the audience. And Mr. Trump is such a large figure that he will continue to be, I think, the story that we can tell with jokes on a daily basis, because he keeps breaking rules. Or norms, not rules. He keeps on breaking norms. And the breaking of those norms is such a surprising thing that it's like a firecracker every day. And you get to report on the sound of that firecracker every day. People have asked me before, aren't you a little glad that Donald Trump was elected? And I go, well, like, yeah, but I don't, I mean, as a comedian, sure, but I value something more than the joke I'm about to tell. But now I have no choice but to actually enjoy this incredible gift every day that Mr. Trump will be.
I'm going on in half an hour as you. What do I have to know? You can't teach me everything.
Do you know how to listen?
You are the better judge now of that than I am.
You have to know how to listen to your guests, because in half an hour, you're going from 0 to 60. Like you were dragged off the street. A bag was popped over your head. You were brought in backstage. They put you in makeup and whipped it off your head and said, you're on in half an hour. And you say, what am I doing? And you go, well, you're going to, I hope you were informed about the news of the day, which I'm going to imagine that you are already. You being John Dickerson, you've got that John Dickerson feeling. One assumes you've got it in spades. And you have to be able to read, because you're reading off of a prompter. You have to be able to improvise, because if the joke goes particularly well, you want to filigree off the back end of it. You have to know how to be happy with failing. You have to know how to still enjoy it if the joke doesn't go over well. And also be prepared to not blame anybody other than yourself for whether it goes well. Because it really is just you. You're it. Tag, you're it. You know? You know what? Can I go back to something that Trump should read? This is my answer to what Trump should read. I don't know about what book he should read, but he should definitely read the plaque that says the buck stops here. Because he's famous for blaming other people for something going wrong. But that's over. The buck stops at that desk. And I hope he's read it. Because the first time he blamed something else for somebody, the first time he blamed somebody else for something that he did, I think even people who like him will lose faith. Because however you feel about the president, you've got to take the punch.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'm going to shake your hand.
You gonna shake my hand?
Yeah.
All right.
It's very weird.
I used to do that all the time.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Stephen Colbert.
I don't know where that hand has been. What? It's like we just met. I've known you for years. Who is this person?
There's a lot more of this interview that will be available on our website, facethenation.com. In fact, there's so much more that we're going to release a new clip every day for the next 7 days, just enough to make it through the holiday week. So for our 7 days of Stephen Colbert, go to our website or Twitter or Facebook for those clips.